So yesterday's video, by the way, today is April the 30th, 2019, I talked about this magazine, Star Invaders, and their projection of what the plot of Ghostbusters 2 might be, including Eddie Murphy joining the cast and Zombies. And what I talked about briefly was an earlier magazine that I'd seen, somewhere between Empire and Jedi, that had predicted that the other that Yoda had spoken of was his twin brother Adoy. So I went digging for this. I could buy a copy on eBay right now if I wanted to, but better than that, I found a website where somebody had transcribed the entire thing. So let me read a little bit of it to you. Now, the story was called The Mystery Knight Revealed, and they stretched it across 2 issues. It was in Star Blaster Volume 1, Number 1, and Number 2. So I'm going to specifically cite the 2nd issue. Now, in talking about who the other might be, they considered possible candidates, including Princess Leia, and rejected her. Well, you got that wrong. They also considered Han Solo and Lando. Then it goes on to say, the mystery Jedi Knight will not spring from any character previously introduced in the Star Wars saga. Rather, this character will rise from the planet where Han Solo is held, frozen into his carbon block. Well, from dialogue at the end of The Empire Strikes Back, that would imply it's on Tatooine.
I'll meet you at the rendezvous point on Tatooine.
I guess you fell asleep at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. The planet known as Gunter, Guenter, will be the opening setting of The Revenge of the Jedi, which is what we thought it was going to be called.
Revenge of the Jedi.
In the second Star Wars, we were introduced to Yoda, an unconventional character by any standards. Few would have expected the stooped little green-headed creature to be a commanding mentor to Luke. Yet the teachings of Yoda were valued more than Luke will ever know or understand. The creature is a true prophet. Well, it certainly led to a lot of profits for Lucasfilm. Yoda's race, nearly extinct at the time of Star Wars, is an ancient, extragalactic strain of being whose biological makeup is not easily understood. The creatures are reproduced in pairs, a type of couplet which allows for survival of the sparse race. When Yoda was born hundreds of years ago, he was born with an ovoid, a sort of egg-like structure that glows a luminescent orange. At the age of 12, in a manhood-type ritual, what is that? Yoda designed a rocket to launch the egg, a brother of sorts, into the cosmos. While Yoda lived out his life on the planet of his birth, the ovoid came to rest on a planet far, far away, where its natural defenses protected it from enemies and created an environment in which it could survive. Great stuff so far. The purpose of the ovoid becomes clear in The Revenge of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi.
When, after a prolonged illness natural to the life cycle of his people, Yoda dies and is buried in a spectacular funeral attended by all the rebel anti-Empire faction. At the exact moment Yoda's life passes away, the ovoid, light years away, begins to open. The emerging being is called Adoy, the one who will continue where Yoda left off, a somehow reversed spirit of the former Jedi Master that has distinctly different powers than Yoda, but has a destiny, a need to fight for what is good that is identical to his soulmate. Coincidentally, the ovoid has opened on the same planet where the carbon block Han Solo is frozen in is being stored. It's a really oddly constructed sentence. It sounds like somebody speaking, but on the page it just looks weird. It is in this way that Luke and Princess Leia meet Adoy, who they do not recognize at first as the heir of Yoda's spirit. Adoy, after all, is bright purple, winged, and large, with a tumultuous laugh that ricochets through the planet's snow-capped valleys. Hardly a ringer for the reserved Green Jedi Master, Luke and Leia see Adoy only as an ally who can help them rescue their friend. Adoy's unique skill allows the super being to change forms almost at will. Through this natural bent towards disguise, Adoy is able to penetrate the heavily guarded sternaw, the palace of marble and glass where Solo's carbon block is stored? I don't know. Sternaughh. Is stored along with captive carbon blocks of generations of rebel threats to the Empire. So it goes on. They not only thaw out Han Solo, they thaw out an entire army of people that have been frozen and stored by the Empire for millennia. And that's how they defeat the Empire in Return of the Jedi. So the last of the Jedis, Adoy, the alter spirit of Yoda, does indeed triumph over great odds. But this is by no means the final word of the revenge of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi.
There are many more tortuous turns in the path to the happy ending awaiting this Star Wars trilogy. The first of 3 we can expect in the next few years. Well, 3 trilogies, yes. Next few years, no. Okay, so that in a nutshell is the story of Adoy. I remembered him as being an identical twin, and then after I shot that video, I thought maybe he was a clone. Neither one. He was his purple-winged ovoid genetic. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the story of Adoy for anybody that hasn't seen it. And I'll put the link to this transcription of the magazine in the comments below, or in the description of this video, so that you can check it out for yourself. I'll link you to both halves of the article about who the Mystery Knight is. Yeah. I don't know. It's like magazines back in the day were like, we can just type whatever we want, right? And publish it? Okay, we'll do that. I don't get it. Thanks for watching.